we haven't really had any storms to interfere with this one cell alone. So all of that attention with that low-level jet is being driven right into this supercell thunderstorm. We pick up the debris ball with this, but there's also the possibility it may pick up the debris scatter that's on the other edge of that tornado. And honestly, David, I'm going to keep watching this, but I feel like this is something that we may be looking at right now. That rotation is right on top of midnight, if not just towards the north of it. That's heading towards Silver City right now. So the Richland community up into the Delta counties in the next 6 minutes. I have one of my friends, a storm chaser, that's up there right now as well. He's been mentioning significant damage just south of 149 with a search and rescue team underway in Silver City. This is just towards the west of Cato. It looked like it was just north and west of Rexford. A very brief scan, and we talked about this a second ago, to where whenever we have these type of storms that are weakening, but even if you get a little bit of a nudge or an inlet of some of that wind, it likes to rotate, and that's what it looks like we saw from Rexford through Belpine and just towards the south of Cato. Right in between Merritt and Weathersby, this was right on top of Main Street South. And again, this was about a 2 to 3 scan, and that was really about it. Went from Main Street to Weathersby, right by Zion Hill. And then there's where that hail is falling down towards the surface. So again, this has been a hail maker for quite some time. I mean, it's had track and history of several reports of anywhere between pea to dime size, even $half size hail. With this one storm, we're already getting reports from Vicksburg and Warren County of trees and power lines down. Whenever we get into the deep purples and the blacks, that is indicating hail. So we are watching large hail threat for the day today. And let's see if we can put on our impact tracker and see, wow, we haven't seen this in a very long time. We're looking live in Vicksburg this morning. The lightning that we've been seeing across all of our sky cams has significantly decreased, but every so often we get a flash of lightning on our Vicksburg sky cam. Here's the evolution of that storm that moved across Monroe, Delhi, and now making its way into Tallulah and eventually into Warren County and Vicksburg. This storm was capable of producing not only 1 to 1.5 inch in size diameter hail, but also gusty winds. Notice that decrease in intensity with that one storm. Around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we come to a lull. Sunshine returns, temperatures heat up. We're talking about near seasonal highs today, 89 expected, but don't let the sunshine fool you. Don't let the heat and humidity fool you either, because that weather impact day goes into effect starting at 5 o'clock this afternoon and lasting through the early overnight hours. Significant impacts are expected today with damaging gusts 60 to 80 miles an hour, hail up to tennis, if not baseball size hail. This is something that we do not typically see in June. The setup itself is more for a March and April setup. Here's that zoomed in picture of the heavy rainfall ongoing over towards parts of northern Jefferson Davis County over towards McGee. That's going to be heading into southern Smith County shortly, if not already into Taylorsville. We're also dealing with heavy rain over towards Tylertown, Macomb, Magnolia. You're drying out this morning, and we're looking at heavy downpours along I-59 and into the Pine Belt. Now, from Brookhaven to Fayette, Natchez, and Macomb, you're pretty much on the drier side this morning. You will eventually get rain later on today, so don't walk out the door thinking you're not going to see any rain today. You will have some. It's just going to be later on in the morning and afternoon hours. Here's the general setup. This system, almost kind of like a tropical wave in a sense. You have that area of low pressure making its way inland just west of Mobile. And then you have these outer bands trailing all the way to the eastern side of the Gulf of Mexico and just off the east coastline of Florida. These outer bands could cause trouble for parts of Georgia, Florida, and even Alabama. The area of low pressure will make its way inland tomorrow and then cross the Rockies, then which will eventually bring the cold front our way. Heavy rain, thunderstorms are looking likely with this, about a ½ inch to inch of rain, not fully ruled out either. And this will continue to be on and off through the early morning hours. I do expect the heaviest of the rain to clear out shortly after daybreak around 8 to 9 o'clock. The humidity that's trapped in that upper level ridge is also going to help the real feel values get well above what the actual temperature will be, starting as early as around 10 o'clock this morning. The last time we had temperatures in the morning at or below the freezing mark was all the way back on March 20th. Yeah, 25 degrees was the last time we were below freezing. It's possible Wednesday, Thursday morning, not only are we going to be 15 to 20 degrees cooler than average, but we could have our first freeze of the season. It's a mixed bag of everything that you need to feel like winter, and it definitely feels like it outside this morning. 37 degrees right now to kick things off. Real feel values have dropped now, 32 degrees is the real feel. Light breeze out of the north now, around 7 miles an hour. Many of us are in the upper 30s to low 40s along and south of I-20.
You should see Christana when she walks in, just bundled up like what is it, like a bug in a rug?
You said
a snug
like
is a bug in a rug.
There
That
you
expression.
go.
That was Christana this morning.